The resection is a setup method that allows you to locate your total station at an unknown point and observe a minimum of 2, but recommended more than 2, known points in order to compute a location and an orientation for the total station. What I'd like to do is occupy a location in the backyard of this lot, and because I surveyed this lot on a previous day, I'm going to bring the data in from my XREF panel so that we can see that other job. And what I'd like to do is bring some of the key points in to this project and add them as control. So I picked on 99, and I'll save that to my database. I'll pick on the line along the back of the house. I'll pick that to my database, and that also brings in the associated points. I can now hide that XREF, and we're ready to start working in this job site. So I've already connected to a total station. I'm going to pick on the setup icon, and we've got 2 setup methods to choose from. I will select the resection method. First thing I'll need to do is specify an instrument height. I've already selected a correct target height, but let me change the target type by picking on the target manager. And I'll select the Leica round prism. Last thing I need to do is tell the program what point I'm going to observe. I'll select, and I can either type in point number 99, or I can pick 99 off the screen. Now we're ready to go. I've already trained the instrument, so I'll pick on measure. Our first observation has been stored, but because there's only one, there's no way to compute a solution, so we're currently seeing invalid solution. Now what I'm going to do is observe 2 corners of this house. You'll see me observe point 8 and point 2. Now that those results are stored, we'll be able to have a look at our resection results. After the second observation, we would already have seen standard deviations computed, and we can review those observations in the summary here. You'll notice how we have good, strong standard deviations for the north and the east, but we have a weak solution in elevation, and this is expected because 2 of my control points were corners on a house without a set elevation. So when we go into the resection results, then we can see a more detailed summary of each of the observations that's been taken. You'll note that you can make changes. For example, you can edit the target height if you've entered something incorrectly. As you make changes, notice how in the top the result and the quality are instantaneously recomputed. So one change that I would like to make is set things up so that point 2 is actually a benchmark on the side of the house, so I'd like to use point 2 only for computation of elevation. And so I'll pick on the Use V checkbox for both 99 and for 8, and you'll see now the quality for the elevation is much better, a standard deviation of 0. When we're happy reviewing, and notice how you can see what the residuals are, that's the difference between the measurement you took and the measurement that would be computed if you store the solution as configured right now. When you're happy with the results, you can pick on OK here, and as a final step, pick on Save Point. Give your point a name, and save it. Now you can see your location is plotted on the screen. You can see that it has computed a new point, and it has set up the longest site as our default back site. So if you ever need to go back and check your back site, then you would observe point 99. If this is a point that you'd like to keep track of and come back to later on, it's a good idea at this point to turn on the laser and mark the point on the ground. Thanks for learning about a resection with me.